The streets outside the Ziggo Dome are buzzing with excitement tonight, not only because Jin BTS is set to perform the second night of his sold-out Amsterdam shows, but because of a rumor that has sent the army into absolute chaos. Jungkook might be here in disguise. Speculation began earlier this afternoon when multiple fan accounts on X, formerly Twitter, claimed to have spotted a tall man wearing an oversized black hoodie, a medical mask, and a baseball cap pulled so low it nearly covered his eyes. Witnesses say the mystery figure kept his head down and moved quickly through the crowd, escorted by two security guards who appeared to be avoiding the main entrances. The description was enough to ignite a firestorm of theories. Could it be Jungkook, the youngest BTS member, slipping into the venue undetected to watch Jin's show? "I swear it was him," one fan wrote, posting a blurry photo that only made the speculation worse. "The way he walked, the build, I know my bias when I see him." If true, this would be the first time Jungkook has been seen attending one of Jin's solo concerts in person. Some fans believe he's here to quietly support his hyung without stealing the spotlight, while others think he's planning a dramatic onstage surprise. "Imagine if he takes off the mask during the encore," another fan posted. "We would all lose our minds." For now, there's no official confirmation, but the idea alone has electrified the crowd. Every time a hooded figure passes by, screams erupt, and phones shoot into the air, desperate to capture the moment. Whether it's wishful thinking or a well-guarded secret, the possibility of Jungkook hiding among the fans has turned tonight's concert into one of the most anticipated performances of Jin's #Seokjin_EP. If the rumors are true, the question remains, will Jungkook stay in the shadows, or will he step into the light to give Jin and the fans a moment they'll never forget? The buzz outside the Ziggo Dome is unlike anything the city has felt all summer. It's not just the typical pre-concert energy of thousands of army waving banners and clutching light sticks. Tonight, there's an electric undercurrent of mystery. The rumor that Jungkook is somewhere among them, hidden behind layers of clothing and secrecy, has transformed the atmosphere into a living, breathing hunt. Every shadow, every quick movement in the crowd sends heads turning. Fans are suddenly hyper-aware of their surroundings, scanning faces, studying silhouettes, listening for that deep, unmistakable laugh. In one corner near the south entrance, a group of fans claim they saw him, a tall figure moving with a guarded stride, surrounded by two men dressed in black, slipping through a side corridor before anyone could react. Their voices are shaking as they tell the story, and while no one has the perfect photo, their excitement is contagious. Inside the arena, the lights are still up as people find their seats, but the whispers never stop. Some are convinced he's already here, seated somewhere in the VIP section under the cover of darkness. Others think he's backstage, waiting for the perfect moment to emerge. On social media, the #JakeInAmsterdam explodes, climbing the trending list within minutes, fueled by grainy videos and frantic all-caps captions. "I think I just saw him." The tension builds as the clock ticks closer to showtime. Crew members hurry across the stage. Final checks are made. And yet, there's a different kind of anticipation in the air. It's no longer just about Jin's setlist. It's about whether tonight will become one of those rare, history-making moments in BTS lore. And then, the lights drop. The roar is deafening, a wall of sound that rattles the floor as Jin's opening VCR begins to play. He appears on stage moments later, bathed in gold light, smiling as if he's been waiting for this exact moment. The fans scream his name, but somewhere in the back, eyes are darting toward the VIP section, searching for the first few songs. The focus is entirely on Jin, his voice steady and rich, his presence commanding every inch of the stage. But during a brief pause between tracks, something shifts. A ripple moves through the crowd on the right side of the arena, near the floor seating. People stand, phones raised, pointing toward a lone figure standing near the barricade, head bowed under the brim of a black cap. Even from a distance, there's an undeniable energy about him. Familiar, magnetic, impossible to fake. The realization spreads like fire. Screams start low, then swell into a roar that almost drowns out the music. Jin, confused, glances toward the commotion, his brows furrowing slightly as he tries to follow their gaze. The figure doesn't move, at least not yet. Then, in a move that feels almost cinematic, he reaches up and peels away the mask. The crowd's reaction is instantaneous, an explosion of sound so loud it seems to shake the very walls. It's him. It's Jungkook. For a second, Jin freezes, his eyes widening before a smile. wide, disbelieving, and overflowing with affection, breaks across his face. Without thinking, he steps toward the edge of the stage, leaning down as if trying to close the distance between them. Jungkook, grinning like he's just pulled off the prank of the year, lifts a hand in a small wave, mouthing something only Jin can hear. The cameras catch it all, magnifying the moment on the giant screens so no one misses a second. The audience is hysterical, some crying, some laughing, all of them knowing they've just witnessed a moment that will live forever in BTS history. And as Jin launches into the next song, his voice carries a different kind of energy, stronger, brighter, as if the surprise has lit a new fire inside him. Jungkook stays put for the rest of the set, singing along, clapping, and cheering like any other fan, except every so often, Jin catches his eye and the smile returns. When the encore arrives, Jin does something unexpected. He beckons to security, gestures toward Jungkook, and within moments, the youngest BTS member is climbing onto the stage. The roar reaches a new peak, the sound almost physical as the two embrace in the center of the spotlight. It's a hug that says more than words could, a reunion, a show of support, a bond that distance, solo schedules, and time apart could never break. The night ends with them side by side, bowing to the crowd, the moment burned into the hearts of everyone lucky enough to be there. Outside, the streets of Amsterdam will buzz with the story until morning, and online, millions will replay those videos again and again, each time remembering how, for one perfect night, a rumor became reality. The roar from the encore still lingers in the air long after the final note fades. Fans pour out of the Ziggo Dome into the cool Amsterdam night, their voices hoarse, but alive with adrenaline. The streets outside become an extension of the concert, crowds clustering under street lamps, waving banners, replaying shaky phone footage, and reliving the impossible moment when Jungkook stepped out from behind his disguise. Social media is already a wildfire. The hashtag Jungkook Amsterdam rockets to #1 worldwide within minutes, overtaking political headlines and major sporting events. Clips of the unmasking scene are everywhere, slow-motion edits, fan-captured angles from every corner of the arena, even freeze frames of Jin's wide-eyed reaction. On TikTok, fan cams rack up millions of views in less than an hour. "I was there" becomes a badge of honor, but alongside the joy, speculation spreads like a second wave. Some fans claim the entire thing was planned, pointing to the way security seemed to part at just the right moment, the way the cameras caught Jungkook's reveal perfectly. Others argue it was genuine, a surprise so raw that even Jin couldn't hide his shock. "You could see it in his face," one fan tweets. "That wasn't rehearsed. That was real." Meanwhile, the Amsterdam hotel district hums with whispers. A few lucky army camped outside certain luxury hotels swear they saw a black van pull up just after midnight, Jungkook's unmistakable figure ducking inside. There's no official confirmation, but the timing fits, and soon photos of a hoodie-clad silhouette stepping through sliding doors begin circulating. Inside the Ziggo Dome, long after the crowd is gone, the stage crew packs away the remnants of the night. Staff members exchange knowing smiles and quiet words, clearly aware they've just been part of something historic. Back in the dressing rooms, the mood is electric. One insider leaks that Jin was still laughing 30 minutes after the show ended, holding a bottle of water in one hand while replaying clips of the surprise on his phone. Jungkook, sitting across from him, apparently couldn't stop grinning either. BY Dawn media outlets from Seoul to New York have picked up the story. Headlines scream about BTS's Amsterdam reunion, framing it as both a touching show of support and a strategic career moment. Music critics write about the emotional electricity Jungkook's appearance brought to Jin's performance, while fan bloggers gush about the unspoken bond between them. In the midst of it all, both Jin and Jungkook remain silent online. No posts, no photos, no captions, only the memory of the moment, left for the fans to keep alive. And maybe that's the point. In an industry where every move is dissected, some moments are more powerful when left to speak for themselves. For now, the world is content to replay the footage, frame by frame, holding on to the night when one member in disguise turned a concert into a legend. Amsterdam will remember it. The fans will remember it. And somewhere, Jin and Jungkook will remember too, long after the hashtags fade and the lights go out.